everybody, and welcome back to some more FTB Skies 2. Today, I am going to bring our current technology age to a close. Because as you can see right over here, I've added a new island. This is going to be where I am going to A, send my ores for an auto processing, and B, getting another power source from Mekanism, because yes, I got the fans in the last video, but I want to just ensure that it's all going to go smoothly, because we have a lot of machines we're going to get to, and also one of the machine processes is going to involve a process that's going to split off and making two products, and the power generation will take one product while the thing for the resource is going to take the other product. So it's more about efficiency, really. So here is what we're gonna need to do. Right here in Mekanism questline, we can see that there is actually tiers of ore processing with it. We are going to get to the level 2. Now for this, I'm going to need a lot of these control circuits and redstone. I'm actually going to go ahead and make a bunch of those real quick, just to make sure that we have everything we're going to need for these, because I'm going to need a lot of those guys for... I'm going to need a lot of those guys, and also a lot of the infused alloys. I'm just going to go ahead and bulk make those guys real quick.
Later.
Alrighty, I got a few of the guys ready and raring, and I've got more on the back if I need to make any. So, the first two things that we're going to need to make for this is going to be an enrichment chamber and a powered furnace. Actually, never mind, it's called the energy smelter. My brain was getting confused with the name of the mission, but here we go. We got ourselves our energy smelter, and then we'll get an enrichment chamber. We're actually going to need to make 3 of these guys because some of the later things actually are going to involve utilizing this guy as a crafting recipe. But for right now, we have ourselves our enrichment chamber. So if we go ahead and put the enrichment chamber over here, and then the energy smelter here. Now we have ourselves a level 1 smeltery setup. So let's go ahead and test this. If I go ahead and throw in 3 iron geode shards, okay, it is working. Now there are upgrades I can get for these, but they have a little bit of cost to them, so it's fine. I don't like that sound. I genuinely don't like that sound. Dude, that was ear scrunching. Oh my gosh. Yes, the 3 iron shards turned into 4 iron dust. These setups will increasingly double our ores. I mean, not quite doubling, but it's going to give more output than we would if we just smelted these things normally. There is a reason it progressively gets bigger, and this is it. It is for more resources. So here we go. We've turned 3 iron into 4, but we can do better. Now, before I try to do better, on the off chance that these Mekanism goodie bags give me something I need. I don't know if it can give me the actual machines or not. Nope, that was a universal cable. I would have preferred a machine. That was... oh, it's an item pipe. Well, since I didn't get any of those, we can now move on to the next level of this. Now, remember, I cannot get to level 3 just yet for varying reasons. So for right now, we're going to be stuck with level 2. But once we get to level 4, it gets insane. So, the next thing we're going to need is going to be this purification chamber. For us to get this, we are actually going to need to use our enrichment chamber. Now, I'm actually going to need to make some of these into these advanced circuits, but apparently I already had one. So, we already get our purification chamber early. And then we're also going to need to make ourselves a crusher. Now, I am noticing now, I'm actually going to need to make 2 of these crushers for varying reasons later. Well, I can go ahead and grab the other crusher later, so long as this doesn't consume my buckets. Okay, it does not consume my buckets. So there we go. Now we have ourselves our purification chamber and our crusher, both ready and raring to go. So what we would do is we put our crusher here and our purification chamber right here. This external thing that this guy is going to need, I'm actually going to want to put this on the front, so that way I can convert that to extra. And what we're going to need for this guy to run is actually oxygen. Now, I can get oxygen in actually not looking like a few different ways. It's just going to be the one way. So, this is where we're going to need another machine, and this is actually where we're going to do the split off to where this can go into multiple things like I had mentioned before. This is going to take this electrolytic separator, and this baby is actually a little bit difficult to get. It's not too difficult. It's just going to take crushed iron and gold and osmium. I think I can get those with the crusher. Alrighty, I should have everything for that. So there we go. Now we got ourselves this electrolytic core, which then can be used to give ourselves our separator. Now all we need is to get a water source.
1 minute later.
There we go. Now we're getting our hydrogen and our oxygen. And for those of you who know how science is, water is constructed of 1 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. So we're getting double the oxygen than we are hydrogen. So it's actually a good thing that we're starting with this, because there we go. We've gotten that already and raring, which means our level 2 ore processing is mostly completed. We still have the issue of actually getting the ores and such into here, but I have an idea as to how I'm going to do that. I'll take care of that later. For right now, though, we can now go ahead and get to the next part of this, which is making sure that I have a better power output. And I was correct in this, because when I went back up here earlier, I noticed that we were getting strained a bit on our energy. So when this is all actively on and working, it's going to keep draining that power. So I kind of want to make sure that we got this good. So for this, we're going to need another crusher, which I've already grabbed. Then we're going to need to make ourselves the final thing with the enrichment chamber, a pressurized reaction chamber. What this baby is going to do is this is going to take out the hydrogen that we get from here. I actually want the right side for gas to be input. So there we go. We got that. I believe this one may actually also involve water. It will. So I'm actually going to go ahead and then pump a bit more water over this side. There we go. Now that's going. My only concern is the pump strength of these fluid pipes, but there's upgrades I could get for that, so that won't be a problem. And thanks to the mute mod, we no longer have to worry about that electrolytic separator making that annoying noise. I mean, you all probably wouldn't have been able to hear it as much as I would, but I'll just let you know. It was quite the obnoxious noise. But there is still one last thing that we are going to need out of this. And for this, I'm actually going to want to go ahead and move my metallurgic infuser. Then we're going to want to put this crusher here with the output on the right. Now, what is it that we need to crush to put into here? Well, we need to get biofuel. And there's many different things we can crush for biofuel, but the thing I found to be best is actually moss. You're going to see why in a second, but for us to do that, we're going to need to get ourselves another item extractor, because we can't actually get moss from that. So I got the extractor, so for us to get this working, we're going to need to do a very special thing with this. We're going to need a bone block, and we're going to need stone. Then we just go ahead and put that down there in the stone here. And now, with the surrounding moss, thanks to the world generation I chose, like, I made a really good choice for this part. We are now going to get moss at a very fast rate. Every 2 seconds, we will get moss. Now, I am going to need to move this over to here for the simple reason that I just wanted to make it over there first. That way I could get a bit more of this. I don't know if this is going to work or not. This could very easily fail in ways I could never have foreseen. But if I can do this in the way I'm thinking of right now, this would actually be incredibly epic. So if I go ahead and put that there. Oh my gosh, it works. Oh my gosh, it works like that. That's awesome. Okay. So now we're just going to go ahead and get a lot of this moss. I'm going to go ahead and throw that into there. So there we go. Now we've got this already in raring. We just need to pull from the left. Well, in that case, with a pusher upgrade set to west, yes, it'll make the biofuel, which gets sent out over here, giving us ethylene and substrate. Now, it looks like, I did not know this. Yeah, it uses 2 biofuel. Okay, so for every single moss, we then get 2 substrate, which, well, actually, that's technically correct, because we'll get 2 biofuel, which gives us 1 substrate. So it wasn't entirely correct. But there we go. Now we've gotten ourselves our ethylene. Now, what does ethylene do? It's a gas. How is this going to help us in this other way? Well, that is where our final piece of this puzzle comes in, the gas burning generator, which is going to take another of these electrolytic cores.
Much later.
Okay, got that one sorted out again. And then we now get ourselves our gas burning generator. There we go. Oh, and I actually forgot a very crucial step in a lot of these progressions. I need to touch these guys. So, there we go. That gets us those, which then gets us our gas burning generator questline, which actually gives me another gas burning generator I don't entirely need at the moment, because I don't think I could even power it if I wanted to with this level of ethylene generation. But at the very least, we should be fine. So, now what we're going to want to do, though, is we're going to want to grab ourselves another drawer. Because just like with the other things, if our substrate level gets full, this baby will stop working. Plus, we're going to need it for some other things for later. Now our substrate will go up there, and our gas, if I have the front set to... the front set to output, we can put our gas burning generator right here. And that, I believe, is the generated. That's actually a good bit. So, actually, here's what I could do. If I go ahead and put this one... do I want to do that, though? Because, I mean, it might conflict with things. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that. I'm going to grab the other one and put this one here. And then, what's going to happen is I'm going to grab myself a chemical tank. It's a very simple recipe, and what the chemical tank will do is when we take from in here, ethylene will get pumped into here. And then, we can have this get automatically sent to the outputs on my right and my left, which will then start getting both of these guys to generate our power. Of course, because my network is full, it's not going to be able to extract at all that high of levels when it comes to this. But now we have ourselves even more power options when it comes to this baby. And if I actually need to get these guys to be further powered because the extract rate is too low, I could always disconnect these guys from the network and add these guys to their own little thing just to get this all going. Because that is something I can do. So, we've got our new power. We've got our smelter system ready. We just need to get the inputs and the outputs.
Much later.
Alrighty, I got it all set up, and here it is. All I have done, I haven't connected the pipes yet because I had to do a few different things. What I initially wanted to do was I wanted to have a spruce chest here from Sophisticated Storage, which can allow me to compress ores and the gems and the likes. That way I can have only ore blocks going in. Kind of like what I did with All the Mods 9. I don't think I ever properly showed that, though, but it was a way to kind of minimize problems for whenever I get to the later points in Chapter 4, because that's going to have problems if I use anything less than blocks. But what I found out was, outside of using the compacting drawer, which is the way I managed to fix this, when I would put the G-ores in the compressor, I would only get the block of osmium G-ore and or other G-ores, which cannot go in the Mekanism smeltery, and in fact can't even be smelted to begin with. So I had to use the Sophisticated Storage to do this. But enough of that, let's go ahead, see if this baby works, and hook this whole thing up. So if I go ahead and bring this one down, I have these guys already filtered to bring out the blocks, and there we go. We're getting our purification chamber, bringing the iron in, and there it goes. It all just goes down the line. Dude, that is awesome. And the best part is when I upgrade these things, because these guys can also be upgraded, I'll get more input slots, which would actually help these guys go faster. So it's really just going to be about gradually upgrading these guys to make it go faster. Because, yeah, I've already filled up on iron, and I haven't even gotten through the rest of these guys yet. Okay, I think I'm going to try taking a bit of a risk, because I've put all of these guys with speed upgrades and energy upgrades, and it looks like the energy is handling itself well enough. So I'm going to try, because this one seems to be the focal point of trouble, is upgrading the crusher with a tier installer. So if I go ahead and shift right click this, there we go. All of the items are still in, and we can now have thrice as much going into here. Do I want to... Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Alrighty. New stuff, more upgrades. It's all going through, and it looks to be doing well enough. Okay, so, actually, I never actually checked the exporting before. It could have easily not been fine. Oh, it's not fine. I mean, the stuff is all going through. It's not as if this is designed to be constantly on in the way this is right now. This is just like the initial burst of getting rid of the stuff. So, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, even though the power is very much going to be strained right now, once we get through all of this stuff and reduce it all back down to a comfortable point, it should be fine. So here we go. We got these guys already, getting our smelting, got our power. All that's really left to do now is open up today's chance cube. Yes, it is that part of the video where I open up a chance cube, risking my entire series for all your entertainment. Let's see what happens. Okay. Come, sail away. Did it? I just got a boat. You know what? I actually get something out of it for once. I got a hole in there. I actually got something. Did you like this video? Good. Then be sure to check out our last FTB Skies 2 video where we got ourselves a new power source. Bye-bye!